Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, children of all ages, it's time. It's time. We're doing some whiskey content. I hope you are excited. I hope you are as excited as I am, because I am very much excited. I like doing whiskey content. The build out is getting on my nerves. But I'm almost done with the build out. I'm not gonna have to be doing build out content more. We'll do a walkthrough, but hey. Let's get started. You know what? It's because it's in my pocket where it's static. Alright, is that better? That's better. I think it's better. Yeah, we're good. Okay. Alright, let's get crack-a-lackin'. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters. Ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, we're here in the actual operating shop. Behind me is my stills, ba-bum, ba-bum, where I make actual alcohol. My favorite comment so far in any of my videos is, that guy has his name on a bottle of vodka. Do you have your name on anything? Like, yeah, you dumb idiot. It's the one that's in the it's the one that's in the actual video that I had, you moron. Anyway, let's have a quick word from our sponsors. We'll get back to right over there where it is, right over there. Bump, where we're going to be filtering out the first, or do the first filtration of our whiskey.
Is your bar looking a little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extraordinary. Grab a bottle of Old Humble Straight Whiskey or Old Humble Special Reserve. They're clean, smooth, easy drinking whiskeys that taste the way whiskey should taste. From humble beginnings to an extraordinary finish, Old Humble whiskeys are what your bar needs today. Walk tall, be awesome, and drink humble. Old Humble Straight Whiskey and Old Humble Special Reserve. Get yours today.
Yes, indeed. Get yours today. That's me right here. Hey, everybody. Okay, so what we're going to do, I need to add chat to the screen. Funded chat gets put on the screen. Where is the chat window? There it is. Funded chat makes its way to the screen. Everything else, you got to wait till I actually see it. We're going to move the chat window to over here. Yeah, we're going to move it over. No, yeah, we'll move it over to here. No, I think we're going to keep it over here. And then we'll just move the camera a little bit this way. Yeah, that way you can see the actual operating floor over there. It's kind of neat. That behind us is a beautiful, bright, sunny day. And you're just going to have to deal with that on your screen. Sorry, you have to deal with what it looks like in Humble, Texas today. It is absolutely beautiful out there. It's about 75 degrees, sunny, and gorgeous. And I have both doors open so that we can maybe get some cross breeze. Anyway, so let's get crack-a-lackin'. All right, so what I've got to do is I've got to set up a little pedestal first. So here comes the barrel of our rye whiskey. The rye whiskey is what we're working with today. It is what is going to be filtered. It's already done aging. It is now time for it to filter. So our first filtration of the rye whiskey is going to be just through a mesh catcher. I'm going to set it up on a little pedestal built by barrels and 2x4s, or as my uncle would say, 2x4s, which is funny to me because we don't have tubas. If you want to know what a 2x4 is, what's a 2x4, Uncle Clyde? Oh, it's for playing in the band, boy. He was a hell of a guy. Always made me laugh. Okay, where's my drill? That's the thing I'm going to need to hoist this sucker up. There it is. My drill. Get me a battery for the drill. All right. And all my wrenches and stuff are back behind everything. Will this one work? Yeah, this will work. It's not ideal, but it'll work. Okay, so first things first, I need to unhook this. So I am, for those of you who don't know, we have a lot of new subscribers over the last couple of months. For those of you who don't know, I am the Old Humble guy, the owner and operator of the Old Humble Distilling Company. I make delicious whiskey for the whole wide world to enjoy. Let's do this. And I'm actually going to, instead of putting my drill on the threads of that screw, I'm actually going to get a socket that'll work. Tighten it in there a little bit. And then use this on my drill to, I may not actually, because I don't think I have a socket that's big enough to go in here, or a socket adapter, rather. And I don't want to ruin my threads on here any more than I have already. Let's see here. Will I be able to do what I'm trying to do? All right, so I am the Old Humble guy. I make delicious whiskeys for the whole world to enjoy. In fact, they've gone all over the world to be enjoyed. I'm not going to be able to do what I hope to do. Oh well. All right, I guess I'm gonna take it back off and just use the. Maybe I'll put some. Yeah, I can fix this. I know how to do this. I know what I need to do. All right, so I make whiskey. I'm not exactly mechanically inclined. Most of my mechanical knowledge has been kind of a blind man reaching out and feeling for something that works, and usually it works. Usually I find the thing that I need to find. It takes me a minute, but I find it. So a little silicone tape should help with the with what I'm trying to do. That should protect my threads enough to be able to do what I'm trying to do. And what I'm trying to do is lift this up with my drill so that and not damage the thread, so I don't have to sit here and crank it by hand. But I also don't want to damage the threads. And that shouldn't cause damage to the threads. Okay, so next up. But just, yeah, for the new folks, because we have added a bunch of new subscribers. As you can see, we've crossed the 3,000 subscriber threshold, which is very exciting. My goal for the year is 5,000 subscribers, which would be double what we started with. We started with about 2,500. So my goal for the year is 5,000. My unofficial goal is 10. I honestly don't know if I'll make it to 10. That's kind of a stretch goal, to say the very least. To get to 10,000 subscribers would be insane. 20 adding 2,500 is going to be a lot, but not impossible. Adding 7,500, that's a lot. But I got some stuff planned for later in the year, which should be good entertainment. Is that going up? Yep, it's going up. Okay, switch to go down. All right, let's go down. Down, down, down. All right, so this is Ichabod, the gantry crane, employee of the month. The only other employee of the month we've had that's not me. Oh. And this is why he has earned employee of the month on more than one occasion, because he helps me lift these barrels up. And I need to adjust these straps a little bit. Widen this one out just a little bit. So that it's got a wider base on which to work. There we go. And there we go. Okay, so here's where we're going. Up. And I forgot to brace the feet of the crane, making a potential mess. Certainly a collapsing hazard. Get my bracing blocks from, where are they? Over here? Yeah, there they are. Hoi! So, as a small shop, as you may be able to guess, we do everything by hand. And sometimes when you do things by hand, things get a little bit more difficult than they have to be. But we don't have resources to buy a bunch of fancy gadgets and whatnots. So we make do with what we can and how we can. We build things. I build things and make things work so that we can work. That's just how you do things when you're a small business. And the smaller the business, the more you got to just figure stuff out. Because, as I've said in the past, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is coming to rescue you. Unless you have a rich uncle. And I do not have a rich uncle. Or rich cousins, for that matter. All right. There we go. We are hoisted into position. I may need to go a little bit higher. I set up my little landing platform. With the 2 buys. Yeah, I need to go just a little bit higher. Just a shade higher. So this whiskey was made 2 years ago. We aged it with extra oak staves in the barrel to give it the equivalent of about 7 years in the wood. There we go. And that 7 years gives it a much darker color, a much deeper flavor, and a more finished profile when you finally do get a chance to drink it. I'm going to empty this out. This has the leftovers from the last run. See, this is what we had in the last run. And you'll get a chance to see what all comes out of these barrels. We do accept super chats, except there's nobody here to give super chats. We do accept super chats, and that will get you entered to win a very special bottle of cask strength rye that will be coming out of this particular barrel. As a matter of fact, I need my hammer and screwdriver. My hammer should be, oh, we know where it should be. Shut up. My hammer is not where it should be. We know where it should be, but where is it actually? That's my line that I use on my kids. Do not copy me. There it is. It actually is where it should be. And my screwdriver is right in here in the other room where it should be. I know this because I just saw it yesterday. There it is. I have specific screwdrivers for specific tasks. This is the screwdriver for this specific task. All right. So I'm going to lower this down onto my little platform here. Move my platform just a little bit so that I can walk through here. Lower this down just a shade so that it rests right there. Beautiful. It's a little bit off center. Raise it up a little bit. Move it over a little bit. In fact, I'm going to move the platform over a little bit so that this will be centered rather than moving the barrel. There we go. That should do. All right. All right. We are lowered. We are loose. I can unstrap the straps here. And I actually prefer these to be on the other direction. And I'm going to do that so that I can better control the barrel. Everything has a reason for doing stuff. Sometimes the reason is that's how I did it the first time. So that's how I want to keep doing it. In this case, that's not the reason. There's an actual reason for doing it the way I do it. These have little strap handles this way. Makes it easier to control the barrel when I have the strap handles on the back. And I put it on backwards because, once again, the reason for doing things is sometimes I screw up. All right, so I'm going to roll this forward to where it needs to be, and that's going to be right there. So I'm going to move this barrel back so that it gets into its spot right here. Boom. Okay, that's where I want it to be. Now, I do have one more contraption that I need to put onto this, and it is this, my removable bung. There you go. So this goes in the bung hole, and this string allows me to pop it open remotely. Well, kind of remotely. I don't have to be right underneath the thing to pop it open. There we go. That's the bung, the wooden bung. Comes out of the barrel. This goes back into the barrel. Twist it to tighten it. Roll the barrel forward ever so steadily into where it's positioned. Now, the bung is directly over the mesh, and I just take this, pop it out. There we go. Now we filter. That's the initial filter. And the first thing, and one thing I always do with the initial filter is I find myself a glass to taste it directly out of the pot or out of the barrel. And one of my favorite things to do as a distiller, so I can taste what it tastes like as cask strength. And I'll add our fundraiser for the last 3 months has been raising super chats so that we can, oh my goodness, that is nice and dark. We're gonna give away a bottle of cask strength rye. This rye, out of this cask, be about 120 proof. Woo! Damn, that is good. It's hot. And by hot, I mean high alcohol. This is high proof, really high proof. But it's good stuff. All right. The next thing I need to do is get my aeration hose. And that is also in this room. And all that does is help facilitate the draining of the barrel. So what I do is I take this handy dandy hose that I have, and it doesn't even get alcohol in it. All it is intended to do is take air from out here and put it up into the barrel so that instead of getting glurg, 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 air goes in, whiskey comes out. But what happened was when I put it in there, whiskey got into the hose, so air couldn't get through, so I had to blow the whiskey back out of the hose. And now it's got an air siphon going in. So air's coming through here. You can hear it. Well, you could hear it, but now you can't. So air's coming through here, going up into there, and whiskey's coming out without any impediments. And that's how we filter our whiskey for the first run through. And it looks like we've got about 30 or so gallons. So this barrel, this mixing barrel, this proofing barrel, well, my mesh just fell down. I lost the mesh. Went into the pot. So this initial filtration is gonna not filter out any particular whiskeys or any particular barrel stuff. That sucks. Sometimes you just can't quite win. Sometimes you just lose. No worries though. Goodness gracious, this is a lot of whiskey in here. It looks like it might be close to 40 gallons. Usually we get about 30 gallons out of these barrels, but this one appears to have provided me very nearly 40 gallons. That is a very good yield from these barrels, because we lose a lot to angel share, evaporation, seepage out of the barrel itself, soaking into the wood itself. You know, there's all kinds of ways to lose whiskey out of a barrel. These barrels are not airtight. They're not watertight necessarily. They're close to watertight, but not always exactly watertight. But this is a solid yield of about very close to 40 gallons out of this one. So we're going to have some of this diverted into our Black Cat Ridge cast strength rye, and the rest of it is going to go into our double oak rye and out into stores and our tasting room as well. The Black Cat Ridge is not going to go to stores. It's only going to be available in our tasting room. And you'll only be able to get a bottle of it by coming into the tasting room during the month of April, or winning it through the channel. It's the only two ways you'll be able to get a bottle of that whiskey. So stay tuned here for more information on how to get it. All right. Now that the barrel has been drained, we hoist it up. Then remove the platform. It's almost like I've done this before. Almost like it's a fairly easy function now for one man to drain a barrel like this. Almost. But I'll tell you what, the first couple times doing this was a learning curve for sure. That sounded bad, but it wasn't. In fact, I don't even need to get it all the way over here. Just need to get it right about there. All right. Now this one needs to go where it goes. All right. Now the barrel comes down. I put the bung back in. Now this barrel can be sold. It's empty and can be sold now to craft brewers or tequila manufacturers or wineries or whomever. Come on. Other direction. Well, come on. There's Etsy crafters who will take these things and turn them into stuff. I use them for decoration here at my own shop. While they're still wet, I make them available for sale, but after a couple of months, well, more than a couple of months, these stay wet for half a year almost. And then if they still leak a little bit, you can always spray them down, soak them out, but only once. That doesn't work twice, really. I mean, if it dries too much, it just doesn't function properly. If it dries too much, the barrels get out of place, and they won't seat back where they belong. What is today's date? 3/8. Double oak rye. All right. Barrel marked, barrel labeled. Okay, so next thing, I take these, put these where they belong so that I don't lose them. Look at me being a responsible grown-up, right? This is going to be a short one because the next thing I need to do is simply filtering, and that's boring. I do need to work in the tasting room side. I've got tasting room stuff that has to get done. I need to cut some boards and put some boards in place, but y'all don't get to watch that this time. I've decided because I'm cruel. I'm a mean old man. This stuff is just more important right now, quite honestly. And whatever happens in here kind of dictates what I'm going to be doing in there because I'm going to be listening closely for the filter. Oh. There we go. I'm going to be listening closely for the filter. And if something happens in here, I will be abruptly leaving the other room and coming in here to deal with the filter because the filter is much more important right now than anything going on in the tasting room. But I've got about an hour to kill, so as long as I have time to kill, I need to spend it being productive. I don't have the luxury of being an unproductive individual for the next few days. I have to, sometimes in a real job, an office job, you get the luxury of being somewhat unproductive. And admittedly, as an entrepreneur, you get those days too, where you can just literally sit around and do nothing, play Fortnite for 15 hours or whatever. But the last few days, I have not had that luxury. Today, I'm going off to do a tasting at a store that's about an hour away. So after I leave here at 1 o'clock, I have to run across town to that store. Actually, I really need to leave here at about 12:30 so that I can clean up and get the barrel schmutz and human schwetz, degrease myself, if you will. Get all that off me. Ugh. But we're actually in a really good spot right now because tonight I'll come back and do a little bit longer live where I actually do the bottling. How's that sound? Yeah, I think that'll be good. All right, that's good there. All right. Okay, so the handle is reattached to my gantry crane. The gantry crane is set up. In fact, I think I'm going to move the gantry crane over there to the rickhouse section of the distillery so it'll be easier to get. I don't know where I'm going to put this thing. It's big and it's bulky and it's always in the way. Like me. But Let's see here. Move that pallet out of the way. Move that pallet out of the way. Gantry crank can go back where it belongs. All right, let me show y'all what I have to do next. Actually, first things first. We need to get this filtration started. It is currently 12 o'clock. Cutting it tight, but we got to get it going. Got to get it going. All right, so I pull out the filter pads. So these are my first level filter pads. They're the coarse filter pads. They go in for a 3 count. I'm only going to be at the shop for 3 hours. I'm not going to be able to get this filtration done in 30 minutes, I'm afraid. Okay, so this is just going to have to wait. The filtration's just going to have to wait. This has to move. And I'm only doing 10 cases. They said 10 cases should be enough. So 10 cases it is. So this goes out of the way. So when you're a small business, we're literally a small business, not just financial wise, but also like space wise. This is a shop that's about 2,500 square feet total. And of that 2,500 square feet, about 1,500 is usable space for the distilling operation. The other 1,000 square feet or so is what we have over here, our tasting room, storage, and office space. My office is currently mostly storage. I've told myself that I will get a desk and a properly furnished office after I can post a solid profit in a quarter. And we've had 2 good months at a time, but not 3, which is the life of a small business, especially one that's been in startup mode, one that's in the distilling arts. Because just the nature of the business is, you got to go out there and you got to build a market for your brand. It takes a while to build your product up. It takes a while to build your retail base out. It takes a while to do all the things that you need to do. And when you're a one-man shop, it takes even longer because you only have so many hours a day you can give to get things done. And I could theoretically hand off this tasting to one of my cohorts, but last minute, he doesn't work good with last minute deals. On. Oh, that's the brake that's on. There we go. Come on, you dumb idiot. There we go. All right. Ichabod goes back where he belongs now. Turn him in this way. Y'all see all this? I don't know if you can. Not really worried about it. I'm pretty sure y'all don't care either. Continue to watch me demonstrate that nothing I do is easy. If it were easy, everybody would do it. But then where would we be? We'd have a bunch of celebrity dickheads with their names on vodkas acting like that's a big fucking deal. You know how easy it is to get your name on a vodka? You literally give somebody like $10,000 and they give you 1,000 bottles of vodka with your name on it. Special edition, Ryan the Loser, stupid YouTube vodka, whatever they call it. Getting your name, a specialty whiskey or a specialty, celebrity whiskey, that's not fucking hard at all. That is not hard at all. And a lot of times, these brands will pay the celebrity to put the celebrity's name on the whiskey so that the distillery can then sell country singer Ryan Douchebag Whiskey as a marketing ploy. They put his face on an advertisement, put his face on a billboard, said every bottle signed by Ryan Douchebag. Or it all gets sold at the local mom and pop commissary or whatever. And then douchebag YouTuber can be all like, I've got my name on a bottle of vodka. I'm special. Believe me when I tell you, you could put vodka and Jolly Ranchers together and it becomes a fantastic drink. Yeah. Like, no, dude, vodka is garbage. Like, look, here, let's go to camera 1 right over here. Guys, y'all need to understand something. Y'all need to, oh, cheers, OG Goat. Welcome to the party. Y'all need to understand something. Vodka is trash. It's made from, all clear liquors are the same. They're made for mixing. They belong in the gutter. That's it. Vodka is comes from a Polish word which means little water, because it's got a little bit of water in it. But it's alcohol, a little water. That's all it is. It doesn't taste like anything. That's why you use it as a mixer. It's not a drink that's intended to be consumed by itself. It is, how do they say, garbage. That's why they put stuff in it. And that's not to say that you shouldn't drink it, because you should. It's a great mixer. You should drink it as a mixer. But if you spend more than like $20 for your vodka, you're wasting money. Unless it's like a high proof vodka, 100 proof vodka, those can go $25, $30. But 80 proof vodka, basic 80 proof vodka, if it does taste like something, they did it wrong. I mean, and that's accepting, of course, fruit infused, flavor infused, those kinds of vodkas that have the infused flavors in them. Those are supposed to taste like something. But if you get a vodka that's made from jalapenos and it tastes spicy, they fucking did it wrong, man. They did it wrong. I mean, you can literally take vodka, put it in a barrel, and turn it into something good. But that's what you're supposed to do with vodka. You turn it into something good. So if anybody tells you, if anybody tells you I've got a really good vodka, they're lying. There's 2 types of vodkas. There's plain vodka and bad vodka. There's no such thing as really good vodka. Unless it's high proof, 100 proof, 120 proof vodka. Everclear is not something to drink. It is poison. It is cleaning solution. OG Goat, you're all with me, man. And I know a little something about alcohol. To kind of make it. This is our shop. Goat, you just missed the filtration, the first filtration draining of our most recent barrel. I'll be back on later tonight when we're actually doing the filtering and bottling of the stuff. But yeah, if anybody tells you they've got a really good vodka, they're lying. They are absolutely lying. They're selling you a product. They're marketing. That's what it is. It's called marketing, and there's nothing wrong with that. Marketing is good because I do the same thing. I've got a premium whiskey that makes you a better person. I mean, come on. It does. It makes you a better person. And if you drink enough of it, it makes your girlfriend look pretty and all your jokes funny. Uh, sure, it makes you a better driver. No, that's not true. It makes you a worse driver. Don't. Uh, don't drink whiskey thinking it's going to make you a better driver. It does not do that. It is. I mean, let's be honest. It's poison. All alcohol is poison. But done in moderation. Done in moderation, it's a relaxing. If you like that sort of thing, it's a relaxing drink. It's a depressive agent. It kind of relieves the stress in your body. You can literally use it as a muscle relaxant medication type of thing. It's not I mean, you shouldn't self-medicate, obviously. But you can literally use it to relax. It can help you go to sleep. It doesn't give you a better rest, but it does help you go to sleep. Again, in moderation. In moderation, your body still has to metabolize it. Your body still has to push it through. So it takes an hour to metabolize a drink. So if you sleep for 5 hours after drinking one drink, it's really only 4 hours worth of sleep. So uh, don't break all your bones. That's a good policy to start with. Yeah. Um, but yeah, your body still has to work to metabolize the alcohol. So you can fall asleep. That's why if you get really drunk and go to sleep, when you wake up, you're still tired because your body has had to work all night to metabolize all the alcohol out of your system. So your 8 hours of sleep after a weekend bender is really only about 2 hours of sleep because your body's still tired. Um, it could be less than that because you might wake up not having actually rested at all and only having metabolized alcohol all night long. So I never thought this would be a teaching lesson. I didn't think this would be either, but that's just how it goes. Anyway, vodka's garbage. Don't drink it if you don't have to, and if you do have to, mix it with something that tastes good. There, there you go. That's why I came to camera 1. Okay, let's go back to camera 2, and let's go back to camera 2. Let me move some stuff around because I still need to get some stuff done around here. I'm not going to have time to filter. Will I have time? No, I'm not going to have time to filter. It takes about an hour to run through that barrel. I can do my science content, though. Let's do some quick science content, find out what proof this whiskey came out at. It tasted like it was about 130-ish proof. I'm going to bottle up our cask strength alcohol. By the way, OG Goat, you are entered to win a bottle of our cask strength rye whiskey. Congratulations. By virtue of getting into our live and chatting, you are entered to win. Whoops. There we go. Moving over here to the mixing floor, which is really just next to our other floors right there. All of our floors are attached. They're not far apart from each other. Ugh. All right. Try and get my basket out of there. Oh, it smells glorious. There we are. Well, I still got some filtered out. So this is what fell in. And I filtered out some of the bits from the barrel right there. That's all bits from the barrel. Barrel bits, if you will. Okay, so what we do to do science content. This is checking the proof of the whiskey. And this is our double oak straight rye. Look at that dark red color. Look at that. Dark reddish brown. Oh, that is a good whiskey right there. So I'll go at it with our high proof hydrometer. And what this will do is it'll tell me right about where this stuff is starting. And when I know where it's starting at, then I know where I can go to from there. And I believe it's going to be right about 30 proof, or 130 proof rather, which is 65% ABV. How many cameras do I have? Just the 2. Well, I have the one on my computer. I have this camera on my computer right here, and this camera right here. I used to have a second camera, but the USB connection on that camera is mixed with color dye. Well, sometimes, yeah. Very dehydrated person's urine. All right, so that's 70 degrees, and we're looking at 130, 128, 126, 126 proof. It's 71 degrees. 126 at 71. It is right at 122 proof. It's just below 26, just at 71, almost 72 degrees. 71. We are right at 71 degrees, right at 125, 126. So it's between 120 and 121. I was way off. I thought it would be about 130 proof. Okay, well, that's good. This is really close to where it's going to be going into the bottle for the cask strength whiskey. really close to where it's going to be going in the bottle. What makes me start making content? What started me making content? Honestly, I started doing stuff with this channel. We had a YouTube channel. We started the distillery. It was mostly informational about what we were doing with the build out in Conroe where we started. But then during the pandemic, I started doing happy hour programs on Wednesday nights. Tuesday and Wednesday nights, I started doing happy hour programs where I would interview friends and performers, mostly performers. I was interviewing performers who are also my friends, comedians, singers, songwriters, all kinds of people on our happy hour program to kind of give them a stage to keep playing and keep practicing and keep the relationships so that when we did open our tasting room back up and open our shop back up, I'd have a stage for them to perform on, but also so that I could continue to market and advertise my product when we got back out to do shows and tastings in the stores. And that's kind of what got me started doing content in general. And then yeah, I say we a lot, but it really is me. Um, I do. I switch. I go back and forth between we and I. But that's exactly what it was. It's I. I do this. Mostly it's me, but I get support from my lovely wife, my friends and family, and from the community. When I do bottling days, I'll put out a call for people. When I can do a bottling day, I'll put out a call for people, and we'll get some volunteers coming in. For the most part, it's me doing this stuff, but not entirely. I don't want to discount the help and assistance that I get from people outside the distillery, but inside the distillery, true, it is almost entirely I, not so much we. But there you go. Okay, so tonight when I come back, this is going to run through the filter. 1, 2, a third time. Then I'm going to start bottling it up. While this is running through the filter, I'll be working in there doing tasting room stuff. So tonight, we'll do a behind the scenes in the tasting room where I do the finish. The goal is to finish the trim around the outside of the walls. So I'll set the camera up in the front part of the tasting room and we'll go around. So tonight, around about 9 o'clock, we'll be back on doing live from the tasting room doing the build out. So there you go. Feel free to come back and join us tonight. It is 12:18. I need to go home and clean up so that I can get ready for my tasting that is at 2 o'clock. And then when I come back tonight, it's going to be a long night. I'm going to do the tasting room stuff. It's going to take about 2 hours to do the filtration in here, 2 or 3 hours to do the filtration. And then once that's done, I'm going to bottle up about 10 cases, and we're going to do pretty much the whole damn process until I'm done. So it's going to be about a shit. I'm going to be here until about 2 o'clock in the morning. Oh well, we'll be here till 2 o'clock in the morning. We'll get a bunch of people in. We'll get a bunch of entries into our giveaway for the Q1 giveaway for our bottles of cask strength rye. Actually, I only have to filter about half of this, come to think of it. The other half I can filter later. So I could have filtered that this today. Rocked it out and finished it out. But it'll be even quicker to do this afternoon. I'll run it through or this evening when I come back. So we'll run it through. We'll do it tonight. Anyway, Top Shelf Dustin's in the house. What's up, Dustin? Yeah, you're just here for the end. Dustin, come on back tonight after dark. Old Humble after dark. We're going to be doing a whole damn process, not just in here, but also in there in the tasting room. Just had whiskey deliveries. Well, that's sweet. I'm gonna have whiskey. That's why I got to do this shit tonight. My distributor called me up. He said, "Hey, I'm gonna come tomorrow to pick up some rye." Like, that's great to know, dude. Thanks for giving me some fucking heads up. There's worse problems to have, I suppose. flies flying around out here. I have to do some stuff in here. All right, guys. Thanks for stopping in. OG Goat, appreciate you stopping by. Appreciate the conversation. Dustin, thanks for coming in. I will be back, let's say, 9 o'clock. Keep your eyes open for the live to hit. Hit the notification bell if you haven't already done so. Subscribe. Do all the things that YouTubers tell you you're supposed to. Talk to you later, guys. Cheers, and stay awesome. This has been an award-winning production. Special thanks to our patrons, Mr. Jake.